Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. And here in the Bible Bistro, we are serving it up hot and fresh since March of 2013. Yes, sirree. That's how long we've been on this air. That's how long we've been podcasting. I've been podcasting 5-minute-a-day Bible study because that's what we got here, 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse. And today we're going to end the first half of Psalm 118. We've already seen how the psalmist has led us to really understand those first 4 verses and that statement there in verse 1, He's good, His mercy endures forever. And then we've seen it played out in the psalmist's life, in his prayer life, in his trust life, in his daily political life, in his day-to-day life, when he talks about his enemies. And now we come here to verses 13 and 14. And man, we've got another great confession of faith that the psalmist gives us. Let's read those two together. Thou hast thrust sore at me that I might fall, but the Lord helped me. The Lord is my strength and song, and is become my salvation. That is so good. Notice that we go from, in verse 13, we go from they, in 12 and 11, the nations compassed him about. In 13, you have thrust sore at me. So the nations are described there in 10, 11, 12, 13, it becomes real personal real fast, doesn't it? There's someone. You have thrust sore at me. If this is David, I wonder if he's thinking of Saul here. You've thrust sore at me that I might fall. And this is, of course, what Saul wanted the whole time. Saul knew that the Lord had given the kingdom into his hands. Saul knew what was going on. He knew that the Lord had blessed him, and he knew that God had prospered David, and he knew all that, and he wanted David to fall. He wanted to end David's approach to the throne. Of course, that wasn't going to happen because God had anointed David, not Saul, to be the king. David says here, you've thrust sore at me that I might fall. I wonder if we could apply this to ourselves and say that we have an enemy of the soul who thrusts sore at us, that we might fall. Do you think Satan maybe wants to cause you to fall into sin? You think perhaps he's looking to make you do something that you don't want to do and that is against God's commands? Do you think perhaps he's tempting you and trying to trap you and he's digging a pit for your feet? Oh, sure. Sure he is. He's thrust sore at you too, Christian, and he wants you to fall. But guess what? You're not alone. You have a helper. The Lord helped me. Yes, sir. There's an Ebenezer for the soul, and it's in the name of the Lord. And so as I war in the name of the Lord, as I do my battles every day in the name of the Lord, so I'm helped by that same name, the Lord. He helped me. Even though I'm thrust at, even though I have an enemy who's trying to destroy me, just, as David said of his enemies there in 10 through 12, I will destroy them. Yes, you know what? We need to take that kind of attitude towards our sin, don't we? Yeah, we need to destroy it. And all the temptations that surround us, we need to go at them and destroy them. Because they thrust sore at us, Satan uses them, doesn't he? All those little niggling things he uses to thrust at us that we might fall. But thankfully we have a helper. The Lord help me. Now notice this confession here. And with this I'll close out today. The Lord is my strength. The Lord is my song. The Lord is become my salvation. Isn't that beautiful? He's my strength. I need that when the enemy's thrusting sore at me. He's my song. I praise him for all the deliverance that he's given me. And he's become my salvation. I know what my future holds. I hope you'll join me again next week. We look at the second part of Psalm 118 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.